channel, Unapologetically Black 4209. I also share the videos on Facebook, but I prefer that you subscribe to my YouTube page. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about is the Tyrese Nichols case was not, let me say it again, was not handled swiftly. Tyrese Nicholson was beaten by the police on the 7th. He died on the 10th. The officers was not arrested to around the 27th or the 28th. That's 20 days of looking at that footage before those people were placed in the handcuffs. Anyone that looks at that video and for them to release prior to arresting them, how heinous the footage was, should be an indication that this was not handled swiftly. If any regular citizen had done those acts to a person and they was videotaped, they would have been arrest warrants issued immediately, the same day. This is obvious it was a crime. Another thing about we need to understand, this is not justice swiftly. This is also a swift way for them to control the narrative. The way to control the narratives is take the attention off all the white police brutalizing black people and now turn it towards black on black crime. That is the purpose of them acting in the framework in which they acted. They still have not acted this swiftly in the Robert Greene case. There's video footage how they beat this man even more vigorous than Tyrese Nicholson. But they was all white cops. This white cop tased him. He tased Tyrese Nichols, yet this white cop, and he was there from the initial attack through the whole process. Why is this white cop was not charged immediately? The purpose was to charge these 5 cops, protect this white guy, make the narrative black on black crime so we can change the narrative from racism from the police department onto blacks. But if you look at the history, I'm just how to show you this real quick. Memphis police chief Cerelyn Davis fired from previous Atlanta jobs after botched sex crime. This the black lady. She was fired for what she did is she was already indoctrinated with the police department. Another officer had been accused of sexual offense against children. What she decided to do was go behind the blue wall of silence and protect this sexual predator police officer. So because of that, they removed her from Atlanta. So when they hired her in Memphis, they understood that this black lady had been indoctrinated into the culture of the blue wall of silence. This is her prior behavior. Let's see something. Hold on. He was there from the beginning of the Tyrese Nichols case. Think about it. From the very beginning, this officer was there.
The city of Memphis.
But what I don't understand is, why wasn't he arrested immediately? He wasn't arrested immediately for obvious reasons. Because they wanted to paint the narrative. We lock up these 5 blacks, we make it so it's black on black crime, and that way we detach the narrative from police brutality towards blacks. But what we have to understand is that, no, that is the culture. The police chief, yes, she is black, but she had been indoctrinated in the culture of the blue wall. She was fired from Atlanta because she protected an officer who had sexual cases against children. This is why they removed her from the police department in Atlanta and then hire her in Memphis with the chief position. She was hired in order to protect the criminal activities of the Memphis police. Here's a case that got out of hand. This is the culture of American policing towards black people because they are not given those privileges with any other race. I don't want to hear this about reckless driving, right? I don't really want to hear that because understand, people been racing on the streets of America since they made cars. Do we remember the Titans? How did the white linebacker hurt himself? Racing. You look at all the 50s and 60s movies, them white boys out there racing. See, anything you do, they still don't have the permission to go out there and snatch them white people out their cars and take their cars from them, like the Scorpion Squad that they had her create in Memphis, because her job there was to cover up the brutality of police. Just be clear about that. That's what she was there for.